Welcome back to Demolition Girl, already in progress. Only 2 missions remain. Then why is this video almost as long as the first one? Riho has awoken. Hey, welcome to the tank level. We can't pick weapons. Even among the specials, the choice is very limited. Yes, I'm going to arm my tank with bolts. Mainly because there is no way explosive shot is useful. Fasten your seatbelt. And zip your pants. Maybe Riho was an accident, but there is no need to put it so bluntly. For this report, they've cranked proof physics up to 11. I hope you like this view, because this will be our working view. Oh yes, the one National Guard is on the case again. Yes, you've noticed Riho is no longer on a murderous rampage. Now somebody give the girl some cake. She's running along the highway, slow her down with trailers of cake and sweets and whatever it is that wild women forage on. Oh great, we're using a tank for a freeway chase. Okay, so our mission is to stall and distract Riho until Tokyo is evacuated. Now observe the control step shows the controls for moving the tank. It is vital that you never ever touch them. For one, our speed will be controlled automatically anyway, and there's one more reason. Notice that we're on the dividing lane of the road, and this is the only lane where you run into 3-4 cars in the entire course of the level. If you steer off it, you'll have to deal with at least 10 times as much traffic. Also make note of the timer in the top right corner. That's how far till the end of the level. So I hope you really like Riho's butt. It's a good butt, but one thing that makes this level harder than it should be is the oversized hitboxes on cars. They block shots that should have passed by and hit you earlier than expect. Yes, Riho, any day now. And there's a car on the road. If my aim seems drunk, it's because up and down are inverted. And yes, we're shooting at people evacuating the city. So, Demolition Girl is a simple 2000 title, meaning it was a budget game, and it's not as bad as they can get. It almost completely avoids one of their 2 main problems, and that is having too little content for too much game. Like, imagine a beat-them-up with 5 enemy types and 50 levels, that kind of thing. Ah shit. Anyway, this game is only 6 levels long, and doesn't really go too far in terms of repeated content recycling. It's not as good as Defense Force though, with its fuck ton of crazy weapons to kill giant insects with. Unfortunately, Demolition Girl does not conquer the second problem of many simple 2000 games, and that is being shit. Oh joy, we're 30% done with the level. So, what? There's 4 more minutes on the timer, and it's just us and the butt. Let's see if the manual has something to say. Huh, the box promises 6 great action-packed combat missions. Right. We recommend that you read the manual before playing the game so that you learn how to play it correctly and get more out of the game. Oh dear, maybe we've been doing something wrong. Hey little jellyfish, what sort of animal are you? The carefree Riho would only recall feeling a pinprick. When she awoke, she found herself in a world of fantasy, a tranquil and peaceful place if it wasn't for those buzzing insects. Okay, so the manual reveals that throughout this whole game, Riho is high as a kite. Is there anything else I can use? These are some of the missions in the game, it says, and lists the briefings for missions 1, 2 and 3. And that's pretty much everything I can read now. Oh wait, let's look at the usual precautions in the beginning. This disc contains software for the PlayStation 2 computer entertainment system. Never use this disc. Blah blah, no nothing. Fine, let's go back to the game. What's happening? The exact same thing as before. And 3 more minutes on the timer. You may notice that I haven't used the bowls yet. I won't. If we do hit her on the head again, it will happen in a more controlled environment. Why the fuck is this still going? I mean, there is a way to lose this level. I did it the first time I played, like a year or 2 ago. The way to do it is to get off this lane. You'll either die to collisions with the cars, or let Riho run too far ahead because you'll be too busy shooting at cars. And that's it. There's fuck all the game can do to you if you stay here though. At least the music is okay, very fitting if a bit generic. And it's not J-pop. J-pop will come later in the series. Lots of it. In the universe, Riho is not just a model, but also a singer. And I took a hit because the shell I fired up collided with the car on the ground. Lovely. This reminds me of another Giants Woman-themed game. No, not Drakengard. It was called, I Was an Atomic Mutant. It was a very simple action game, probably even a lower budget release than this one. And as I vaguely remember, you could play as a Godzilla ripoff, a floating giant psychic brain monster, or a giant woman. And the game boiled down to walking around the city, laying waste to it until the combined armed forces took you down. It wasn't a particularly good game. But much like this one, it had extra attention paid to its menus and overall presentation. I believe the best touch was that character select was implemented as picking which monster movie you wanted to watch. And the game events were running on an old-fashioned cinema screen. I guess that made the monster eventually losing a perfectly fitting outcome. We're almost done. I can hardly believe it. That bikini must be really damn strong. this is it, we're coming up to the final level, and then we'll be free to play other games about Riho Futaba. Bugger. Fix Riho, kill aliens, got it. One last chopper outing. Alright, Mr. News, give it to me. Riho is doing her best impersonation of King Kong. But she's waiting for the report to be over to actually start climbing. The National Guard will stop Riho. Yes, we'll have to. Conveniently, a drug to shrink Riho has just been developed. The question in everyone's mind is whether it will shrink a bikini and the shoes as well. Well, we're about to find out. And yes, the game has so little plot that to maintain the illusion of having any at all, they repeat the same points before the mission, in the report, and in the briefing. The gimmick of this level is one of our weapons takes ages to reload. Yeah, there is absolutely no reason to approach the alien at the moment. Our target is Riho. And we have to use the S weapon you can see slowly recharging on the HUD. Most of this mission's length comes from that one progress bar. Again, no fine tone control. No, it's not a one-hit deal. Ah, shit. The alien still has its missile salvo attack, and this time there are more missiles. And evading them interferes with aim. Yes, sometimes it throws buildings at us. All attacks have distinct audio cues, which is a good design decision since we can't see that alien. I've just noticed that our current operation is called a reduction. My only issue with this level is just the reload timer. Ah, fuck. The reload timer could be replaced with new doses of the drug popping up on the rooftops of the nearby buildings. It would give me something to do instead of just waiting. And it would work from the story perspective. Now onto the alien. Our secondary weapon is no longer the drug thing, it's a machine gun. So here's our final boss. It's pathetic. And this time it doesn't even have invincibility frames. I hit it with a missile and its hellbar color is already different. Ah, fuck. Well, at least you'll see what a failure looks like here, since I don't run a face cam. Anyway, let's do it all again, preferably without dying. We're off to a good start. Yeah, since the missiles are coming from above, going back up and sideways is the best way to dodge. You know, this building does not look evacuated. Neither does the city. Oh, fuck. Anyway, my guess is this town model is probably a generic asset that could use in multiple games. And the level is really small, just 3 buildings forward the backdrop starts. The building toss attack exists primarily to prevent you from hovering. Come to think of it, it hits from above, meaning it will get you even if you park behind a structure to block missiles. Overall, this appears to be the most elaborate and well thought through level of the game. And it's so shit. Also, Riho is shrinking, making herself a harder target for each successive hit, a natural difficulty curve. I'm shocked that I'm detecting trace quantities of competence in this massive pile of crap. Oh, just one more hit. And now, the boss. We meet again. No? Eat my special. As you see, it's a complete joke. Wait, have I just shot a missile down? It doesn't matter. It's almost dead. Ah shit, I forgot about the spray. Six great action-packed missions are over. Let's see how Riho's story ends. Although technically it's only beginning. First reaction is to people, not to being in an ambulance. That's not quite the end of the story, but for now the credits. Yes, there are people willing to admit they've made Demolition Girl. Three producers. Would you say this game was overproduced? 3 voice actors. Yes, the Japanese version had voiced news reports and mission briefings, which 505 Games decided to cut without trying to find some voice actors. They did get some decent people for Energy Air Force, less so for Michigan Report from Hell, but still, it had something. Right, 2 more producers. Two programmers worked on this. I'd say the sound designers were the most adequate of the lot. Motion capture by Acquire, the company behind Tenchu, Shinobido and Way of the Samurai. That's a surprise. How does one mocap a bikini model falling flat on her face? We're moving on to the staff responsible for people buying this game in Japan. I'm more curious about the people who brought Demolition Girl over to Europe. Should be something about them. Special thanks. That's usually the last section. After that we'll get the localization credits. Oh, another producer, sorry. Come on, European publisher, show yourself. The way 505 Games is stylized, it looks like SOS games. Maybe it's someone's cry for help. 2005 Digital Bros. That's the company which owns 505. And that's all we get about the European release team. Doesn't that show us how much pride the people took in their work? And now comes the conclusion of the story. I have an inkling that this scene was supposed to have a voiceover. Now comes the text. Watch out for typos. Yes, Rihu is continuing her activity, and we'll be seeing lots of her soon enough. Now we'll save and see what we've unlocked. I won't be showing the free mode, which is Chapter Select. But let's check out the quests. Quests are the game's secret achievements. I believe they made a comeback in later Oni-chan games. You only see the requirements for the quests you've already cleared, or the tiles between the ones you've cleared. Some of them are a bit mysterious. And there is one for hitting both breasts with a syringe. Sorry, not breasts, breeds. In Oni-chan just a few quests are enough for unlocking stuff. Here you need to get all of them to get a couple of alternate costumes for Riho. But by beating the game we've unlocked one already. Let me show you. Unfortunately, I have no way of instantly skipping the intro. All this may have been mocapped. So, how do we select a new costume? Well, it's complicated. I need to hold down the circle button while pressing the cross button over the sortie menu option. Maybe. I hope I got it right. Yep, there's another costume. For the men in the audience, I've done extensive footage comparison, spectrum analysis and the like, and can report that apparently Riho's bikini is now in a different color. That's the second costume. And if you beat the game again wearing the pink bikini, I mean with Riho wearing it, please don't play this game in a bikini, you'll unlock another one, which has to be enabled by holding down the square button. And then you unlock bikini colors and patterns corresponding to buttons like L1 or R2 or something like that. And there are 2 bikinis that come from quests. There is a video on YouTube briefly showing off every single one of them. If you're interested for some reason. So, that was really it for Demolition Girl. There are no more missions, no more unlockable modes, no more challenges, not counting quests. And I don't know what they are, and I don't care. We're finishing here, and next time we'll play a game, the title of which is an Italian word starting with a P and featuring a double Z. No, it's not pizza. I wish Riho appeared in a game titled Pizza. Unfortunately, it's not the case.